Today we're getting all of our welcome packs sorted for our new members in the Business Academy. We're really excited to have brought a heap of things together just to welcome them and say thanks for trusting us in their business journey. Recently, we posted a blog, an article about welcome packs in your clinics and what you could include in there to add value. I think that's the key distinction when people are talking about creating a welcome pack for their clients, that they can provide practical, tangible value, something that actually helps a client in their health and their care, whether it's a product or a service offering that you can give them that they could use straight away, or if it's something that's more about their care, for instance, using PhysiTrack as an app that they could use ongoing, or whether it's, a heat pack or a cool pack or some tape or whatever it may be, something that they can use as well as part of their healthcare journey with you. So what we've done and what we're continuing to do is iterate our own welcome pack for new Business Academy members as part of Clinic Mastery. And it's also something that's an ongoing discussion for our Academy members and how they would do that for their own clients or patients in the clinic. And I think the key is that you have practical, tangible value. Otherwise it becomes like a show bag or a conference bag. We've got a whole bunch of things that you just kind of like throw in the bin because, well, they're not really that useful. So less is more and quality is better. That's what we're trying to do. As part of that, we write a nice handwritten thank you card to each of our members to welcome them into the Academy. It's a nice touch. We're always evolving what we're doing, but you don't often get a handwritten note these days, so hopefully it adds a bit of a personal element to what we're doing to say g'day. So one of the things that we did recently at our Brisbane workshop, the Grow My Clinic workshop, is we talked about client experiences to make sure that clients receive a high quality and consistent experience. One of the things that we use to track that is what we call the new client checklist, to make sure that every new client that comes in gets a consistent experience, and we would track that using the spreadsheet. So here's a bit of an example of just a very simple tick box system using green for it's done and red as default hasn't been done. We use this for our Business Academy members. So as part of their induction and welcome experience as a Business Academy member, so even writing a card like this, we've got a tick box system to make sure, have we done it? And all the other subsequent experiences need to be ticked off to make sure that we deliver a high quality, consistent experience. So this is always evolving, and you can always evolve it yourself for your clients, your patients, that is. You can even have a dashboard induction process like this for new team members that join you, whether there are particular products that you get for them, particular experiences you provide for them, or just a checklist to make sure that you've ticked off all the necessary items so that people feel inducted and welcomed into your clinic as a team member or as a patient, as a client. So simple spreadsheet to do this. If it's an automated process, say that's like an email or an SMS, something that could be done by a platform like Clinic Apps, then of course it doesn't go in here. These are all just the manual processes that you would be having, the systems that your team members actually need to follow through. We'd use this as a way to track and stay accountable to providing a high quality, consistent experience. So very simple, just each column is dedicated to a different system, a different thing that needs to be done, and then it's just ticked off for the relevant people that need to experience it, team member or client. Give it a shot, really simple and easy to do. So the other day I was having a conversation with a heap of clinic owners, and there seemed to be a bit of a common theme or thread. It's a bit like, as a practitioner, you tend to see the same condition like for a week or 2 weeks. Like as a podiatrist, you'd see always got neuromas this week. What's going on in the world? It was almost like that happened the other day when we were speaking with clinic owners. And the common theme that came out of it was asking the obvious question. What do I mean by that? Well, there are a number of challenges that clinic owners had, especially around team members and, let's say, their performance or their willingness to be aligned with the culture, to be connected to the team, whatever it may be. They had a problem with a particular team member. And instead of us trying to solve the problem by assuming a lot of the details around the edges or about that person, we actually just needed to go and sit down and have a conversation and ask the obvious question like, how are you going? What's going on for you outside of work? Or are you happy in your role? How can we change this? But the common theme was asking that question that you feel a little bit hesitant to ask because you might be afraid of the result or the response even from that team member. Maybe they're going to leave and you're afraid that they'll leave and you'll be in an awkward spot, or you're afraid that they'll ask for a pay rise, or you're afraid of whatever it may be. It might put you in a bit of an awkward spot. The challenge is, I think, as a leader, as a clinic owner, when you've got a team, or it might even be with your clients, you need to seek feedback from your clients, or you need to seek feedback from referral partners or other professionals that you work with about a client that you co-manage. That if you're actually able to ask the obvious question without fear of the response, it actually opens up the possibilities for you to find a really sustainable solution, a really good solution to the problem or challenge that you're faced with. So the challenge is, can you ask the obvious question, that question that's going through your mind that you're hoping they might answer, but you should just ask the question anyway and get the answer. I think that will serve you in the long run. I remember a quote by Tim Ferriss, which was, your success is predicated on your willingness and your ability to have hard conversations. And maybe that obvious question will lead to a hard conversation, but I bet it'll serve you and it'll serve the other person really well into the future. So go ask the obvious question.